the thing in fighting, the hard part about in the combat sports world is once you start to make that kind of money and you want to say, well, it never changed me. It's impossible not to change. It's impossible to go from, where you were to where you are today financially. Floyd and I have known each other for a long time. And, when I first met Floyd, he lived in an apartment that Top Rank used to put a lot of their fighters in. Yeah. He lived in this apartment down on, I want to say it was off Flamingo. And, he just started to make some money. Yeah. So, I went over his house. He was showing me all the sweaters that he bought and all the things, Floyd's always been that guy. Yeah. He likes to shop and he likes to buy clothes. And, it started the minute he made his first.
UFC President Dana White is officially pulling the plug on the Money Mayweather fantasy. In a recent high-stakes interview, White didn't just criticize Floyd. He dismantled his entire social media persona. Dana argued that the flashy, gold-plated life Floyd projects on Instagram is a complete fabrication that doesn't align with his actual bank balance. He pointed to Mayweather's desperate claims about massive property empires and his mounting mountain of unpaid debts as exhibit A that the champ is running on fumes.
Do you think Floyd's definitely done?
No, I don't know if he's done. I mean, he could probably come back and he'll have a boxing match. I don't take away from what Floyd's accomplished in boxing, but he's stepping way over.
Dana White, who has a front row seat to the industry's biggest paydays, knows exactly how much Floyd pocketed from the legendary Conor McGregor bout. However, he didn't mince his words when calling Floyd a reckless and irresponsible spender. Dana boldly stated that any sane person would be set for 10 lifetimes after a payday like that, but Floyd's lack of impulse control is his undoing. The man lives an excessively extravagant life with zero regard for tomorrow, White questioned, wondering how anyone could be so careless without facing a permanent financial nightmare.
Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever.
What did that gross?
It did 4.4 or 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy.
Going even deeper, White drew a sharp, painful contrast between Mayweather and UFC fighters who never earned even 5% of Floyd's boxing purses. He noted that these modest fighters managed to live wisely, invest in real assets, and grow their generational wealth while Floyd was busy throwing cash at temporary thrills. To top it off, White challenged the very title of Billionaire, claiming he has concrete evidence and ample proof that Mayweather's billionaire status is nothing more than a marketing myth.
With somebody you know well, somebody you have worked with, obviously, Floyd Mayweather. I have been dying to hear your perspective, your thoughts, what you actually think about this YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money and, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, get in there and make money.
I'm not saying I see every single receipt in Floyd's wallet, but let's be real, the man is not a billionaire. Period, White asserted. He argued that there is absolutely no excuse for such reckless living when your net worth is being drained by pointless, overpriced jewelry and depreciating toys. White even brought up a past interview where Floyd boasted about making $300 million every single month. Dana laughed it off as pure fiction, saying only the most naive people would believe such a blatant lie. He added that Floyd's reputation is so damaged that luxury shops in every major city are now calling him out publicly for unpaid bills.
Nate Diaz apparently wants $20 million to fight next. Is he going to see $20 million?
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
The internet exploded in agreement with Dana's critique. One viral comment from a fan labeled Mayweather the ultimate high-stakes gambler, who only ever broadcasts his big wins but hides his devastating losses in the shadows. The fan argued that Floyd has never shown genuine respect for the value of money, suggesting his repeated comeback fights are actually desperate cash grabs rather than a passion for the sport. Even Floyd's former best friend turned rival, 50 Cent, has spent years sounding the alarm on Mayweather's disastrous financial decision-making.
That was able to capitalize on his fame, his personality, and everything else.
A third observer took a more brutal approach, mocking Floyd's intelligence. The guy can't even read a teleprompter, let alone a balance sheet, the fan joked. They claimed that as long as Floyd can buy a new toy to brag about, he doesn't care that he's burning through his future. Meanwhile, a more analytical perspective emerged. While Floyd might technically have high-value assets, almost none of it is liquid. If he really poured $300 million into real estate as he claims, that money is locked away, leaving him cash poor, while trying to maintain a billionaire's daily lifestyle.
And, you know, when a guy like Floyd Mayweather starts putting it on you, it's not even going to be a fight. It's going to be ridiculous.
The cracks in the armor became visible when Mayweather tried to flex his tax payments online. He shared a photo of an $18 million check addressed to the IRS, but the flex immediately backfired. Internet detectives quickly pointed out that the check looked like a fake prop, lacking a standard routing number. Others argued that even if it were real, posting it was a classic display of narcissism and an inflated sense of self-importance. This happened right around the time he reportedly blew $1.1 million on Super Bowl tickets, planning to haul a literal busload of guests to the Allegiant Stadium just to prove he still had it.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money, and, you know, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, you know, get in there and make money. This is going to be such a one-sided, ridiculous ass whooping. It's not even going to be funny.
Mayweather, never one to stay silent, fired back through World Boxing News. He claimed he was offered a free VIP pass to the Super Bowl but turned it down because he didn't want to go alone. Instead, he wanted the power of an entourage. "I don't kiss anyone's feet and I never beg for favors," Floyd snapped. He insisted that by paying the $1.1 million tab himself, he remained the boss of the suite. He felt blessed to bring 34 people to the first-ever Las Vegas Super Bowl, even though his favorite team, the Detroit Lions, had just missed the big game by a hair.
This craft Irish whiskey, and I think he has a beard now. He goes from wearing sandals to have mink slippers. He goes from living in very meager house to living in an ivory tower. And he hadn't fought. I'm looking at it we last fought in January 2020. What do you expect when he steps back into the ring?
He's at a place in his life and in his career that, you know.
To double down on his wealth, Floyd bragged that handing over $18 million to Uncle Sam was just a light payment. He urged people to imagine what his taxes looked like when he was still active. He claimed that since retiring in 2015, he has generated over $500 million from exhibition matches and smart investments like his luxury girl collection club in Vegas. He insisted that any rumors of him being broke were just jealous exaggerations, but the shadow of 50 Cent's warnings about serious tax issues continued to loom over him.
Canelo is still the man.
Yes.
You know?
He's been for a long, long time.
And he jumps in there and he does it and he goes to work, and it's hard to stay at that level for a very long time. And Canelo's another guy. I mean, what's this guy clipping? 40 mil a fight?
Easy.
Something like that. You know what I mean? Not including what he's making outside of the ring. So,
while some dismiss 50 Cent's comments as petty beef, the reality of the Mayweather circus is getting weirder by the day. Forbes once estimated his net worth at $700 million, largely thanks to the $200 million he made from the Pacquiao fight alone. So, how could that money vanish? While his McGregor fight was a genius business move, his recent announcement of a New Year's Eve bout in Japan against 20-year-old kickboxer Tenshin Nasukawa left the boxing world scratching their heads in pure confusion.
I make this different houses, so as you guys can see, this is one of my closets. You know, we got bags, we got stuff everywhere. We got this ladder right here where you can take, you know, it's just got stuff everywhere. So, you know, you wanna go red bottom.
50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson, took his unfiltered thoughts to Instagram, mocking the Japanese exhibition move as a sign of financial emergency. Boxing fans on Twitter, X, joined the choir, insisting that Floyd only takes these weird fights when he's running low on cash. Everyone expected a massive rematch with a legend like Manny Pacquiao, but instead, Floyd chose a confusing, rule-less bout in Tokyo. To make matters worse, Floyd showed up to the Tokyo press conference looking disheveled and, most shockingly, without his core TMT promotional team, sparking rumors that the inner circle is falling apart.
That you guys want to do, whatever you want to do, all from the bottom all the way to the top. So, like any kind of bag and everything you can name.
The scene in Tokyo was haunting for Mayweather fans. Usually, Floyd is surrounded by Mayweather Promotions and Showtime branding. This time, only the TMT logo stood behind him. He wasn't his usual bombastic self, and he didn't even brag about the size of his purse for the Nasukawa fight. This led many to believe he's going rogue out of sheer necessity. As one Twitter user put it, a man who spends $18 million on a single watch is a man who is addicted to fast cash.
Showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
The narrative is shifting. Floyd's finances may be a house of cards. His recent behavior looks more like desperation than legacy building. When you're spending millions on gambling, jewelry, and entourages, even a $300 million payday can evaporate into thin air. Something feels fundamentally off about his recent moves. Is he truly a mastermind? Or is the IRS finally closing in on the Money Mayweather era? Only time and 50 Cent's Instagram will tell.
It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. And I'm pointing like this because all of them. We're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. You know what I'm doing?
The legal walls are also closing in. Floyd is currently facing lawsuits over alleged unpaid debts and breach of contract, with some plaintiffs accusing him of fraudulent dealings. Court documents have even surfaced suggesting that Mayweather's chief of staff might have been involved in illicit operations alongside the champ. For 20 years, Floyd was the gold standard for boxing wealth. Private jets, yachts, and endless shopping. But the lawsuits suggest the water in that fountain might be drying up.
IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, still incarcerated. Yeah. Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo.
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting.
The feud with 50 Cent reached a boiling point after Floyd went on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon to brag about his real estate empire. Floyd claimed, "I don't even know the count anymore, but I own about 100 buildings, mostly in New York City." He wanted the world to believe he was a real estate mogul on the level of the big New York developers, but the boast didn't sit right with those who actually know the business.
Don't give me the money.
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail. Right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when. But see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he going to say he wants to?
50 Cent immediately jumped on Instagram to humiliate Floyd. Champ is the richest special student in the world, 50 joked, implying Floyd didn't even understand the words coming out of his own mouth. 50 warned that if Floyd did actually own those buildings in NYC, he just admitted to a massive tax liability. Somebody tell Champ he just admitted he lives in New York. The taxman is going to come for 58% of everything he has. 50 even posted a photo of Floyd as Pinocchio, calling his real estate claims total cap and a flat-out lie.
It looked like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather?
Well, he changed his mind.
Now, what do you mean he changed his mind?
Like, as he was actually going in to jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather promotions.
Right.
Then as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather promotions. There's no LLC, there's no seal.
There is no way on God's green earth he owns 100 buildings in New York. We should slap the hell out of you for lying like that. 50 Cent captioned his post. This wasn't just celebrity gossip. Sports journalist Rick Glazer actually weighed in, suggesting that his sources within the financial world confirmed that Mayweather's cash flow is under extreme pressure. Despite the warnings, Floyd continues to post videos of exotic cars and diamond-encrusted watches, seemingly addicted to the money image.
Into a fight or a shoving match before?
Yeah.
Who won that?
I won every time.
Every time?
Right there, no.
Every time.
No, we had twice. We got into it.
Like a real altercation?
Yeah, like one was with the...
Did he put that shoulder back on you? Because I'm thinking
Nah. It was more like out of reflex, so like...
The final nail in the coffin came in March 2025, when Business Insider conducted a deep dive investigation into New York City public property records. Their finding? 0. There were no property transfers or ownership deeds tied to Floyd Mayweather or his known LLCs. The New York City Housing Partnership also confirmed they had no record of any such massive deals. While Floyd continues to live large on the surface, the lack of paper evidence suggests he might be in boiling hot water. Is the money myth finally dead? Even Amir Khan has weighed in, criticizing Floyd for choosing conflict and controversy just to stay relevant and keep the checks coming in.